Hi, in this session we'll see what this VLOOKUP function is. And what VLOOKUP does is it looks up for a lookup value. So for example, here in this data set, I have name, age and zip code. So it looks up for a lookup value, say Joe is the name, that is my lookup value, and it will return me the zip code. So there are two things. First is that whatever you look up should be on the left hand side. So here I'm looking up for Joe and it should be on left hand side of the table, whereas the value which we have to return should be on right hand side. We can't do other way down. We can't look up the zip code and return Joe. That we can't do. Now the second thing is the way you tell lookup the column you want to be returned. So how does VLOOKUP know that it has to return it has to return zip code and not age. So we tell this by giving it the numbers. So let's see what is the argument in VLOOKUP. So in VLOOKUP, if you go here, you see the lookup value. So the lookup value in our case is Joe. So we are looking up for Joe, and the table array is this whole table is the table array. Column index number, what exactly we are looking for? So we are looking, what do we give it? We give it the number 3 because the column is 3, 1, 2, 3. So that is my column index number. And then there is this fourth option, that is one last argument, that is optional, but we are going to need it here to get our formulas to work. So let's see what is our sample data, how the sample data is. So here I have a list of customer ID, company and country. So I want to create two reports. So first report that I want to create is, it has list of customer names, and I want their respective company and country back here. So it has customer name, I want company and country. Number two is that I have bunch of customer codes and I want to see whether these exist, these codes exist in my data, that is my master data or not. So the first thing is, let's practice it here and say let's get the customer ID for say Kim West. So I want to find the customer ID for Kim West. So how can I do that? So what you need to do is, let's say put VLOOKUP, and what we are looking for? We are looking for Kim West, and where are we looking? We are looking it in this table. So I select this, Control Shift arrow, and let's select only this much, this and customer ID. Okay. Now next is, after table array there is this column index number, and as I said that I want customer ID, so the column index number is 1 2. So the column index number is 2. And what else? What is the last thing is the approximate or exact match. So here I'm writing it as true, that is I want the approximate match, and let's see what I get. I get 4556 for Kimball. Let's see what is the number. It's not 4556, it's 4991. And VLOOKUP is not working because our data is not sorted. So what I can do is I can select my data and let's sort it. So I go here and I filter by selected cells values, not filter by selected cells value, but what I want to do is I want to sort it. So let's say Control Shift L and let's sort this data. So let's sort it A to Z, and when I sort it, what is the number here? It's 4991. So now 4991, 4991, I get the right number. So the reason why my VLOOKUP was not working is because I have given the approximate match, and second thing is that my data was not sorted. But in case my data is not sorted and if I gave false, that is exact match, what happens? Let's go back, and I control Z and let this data be remain unsorted. And what I am doing here is I'm making one change here, that is instead of true, let's give it a false, that is exact match. And let's see what is the answer. Is it correct now? Yes, it's correct. It's the same. It's 4991. So if I want company, say here I have given customer ID, but if I want to give the company, what I need to do is I need to just expand this range. So right now it is from A4 to B32, whereas I need to expand it because VLOOKUP can take only one range. And so what we need to do is we need to provide it the full range. And to make that adjustment, say if I want to tell the company instead of this customer ID, what I need to do is let's change the range. So it is D32. It's still D32, and yes, and let me it be the second, that is for Kim West. What is the company? Hit enter. So there is some problem, that is I have done something incorrect here, that is I have not changed the column number. For company the column number is 3, so I'll remove this and change it to 3, and then here I get the company name. Now let's move to report and see what we need here. So we want the company and country for this. So I put the VLOOKUP formula, that is VLOOKUP for this value. I want this value, and what is the table array? So this whole table is my table array, and then I go back. Then there is this column index number. So what exactly I want in report? I want company. So company is number, if I see from my report, from my master data, the company is at number 3. So I'll give number 3. And then third, the last argument is whether I want approximate match or I want false or exact match. So it's always good to give exact match, because if your data is not sorted, even then it will work. But what problem here is that I have not fixed the range. Let me do it this way, and let's later see whether I get any problem, any issue here or not. Okay, there's a problem with this formula. I'm not trying to type a formula. Okay, so index number, that is right. The index number is 3, and then the range lookup is this. So this is the formula. So I get inkly, and similarly I can just drag it down. But now while dragging it down, I got all the other companies for all the customers except Gary Miller. So what's happening here? So the formula is A3 to D32. Here the range is A3 to D32. Here it is A4, and then Gary Miller it is A5. So what's happening is that my this ranges are shifting. So the thing is that uh, it starts with A5 when it looks for Gary Miller, whereas Gary Miller is here at A4. So that's why I am not getting this value. Now, how I can fix this is that I go here and give absolute referencing here, that is using my F4 function. I don't want to do it just for D32, rather I want to do it for whole. So, and I function F4. Let's see whether I get correct answer this time or not. So, just yes, now it's right. Now, if I want to put the same formula here to find country, so I want some flexibility in formulas, I want some dynamic formula. So what I can do is put a referencing of index numbers when I drag this company formula to here to this country. And I also have to take care of the C6. So what exactly I want, my lookup value should be in this column only. What I want is I want to keep the same column. So when I look up, say for country, so the lookup value is Robert is or say N with hers when I move here. So basically what I want is that I want the column to be this. I want the lookup value is in this column. So I want the column to be this. So I want to fix the column when I move for from company to country. So I want to fix the column, but not the rows. So I want C6, C7, C8, C9 like this, the formula to move. So what I can do is I can fix the column here. So how do I fix the column? I have to put a dollar sign in front of whatever I want to fix, before whatever I want to fix. So here I want to fix the column. So I'll put a dollar sign here. Now the next thing is, in order to make it dynamic, so here I have this column number 3. And if I move to country, say I want this to change itself. And what I can do is I can use helper cells. In that term, like 3, I can write 3 here, I can write 4 here. So it's not visible. Just a second. So I can write 3 here, 4 here, because if I see that company is at first, second, third column and country is at fourth column. So when I drag it across, so I can make my formula flexible by giving a cell referencing here. So what I'll do is here, I give the cell referencing this. Now here again, I want the column to change. So what I can do is when I move across, say from company to country, I want the column to change. So in order to do that, I can put a dollar sign here. Enter. And now if you extend it, you can extend it here, you get the right answer.